People assume that if you live out in the middle of nowhere, baptizing people day in, day out, that you're somehow super spiritual. I assure you, nothing could be further from the truth. They wanted to build me up. Kept saying I was the next Elijah, all this John the Baptist stuff. That's not me. I'm just John. I am petty and worldly. I'm no saint. Truth is, I like this world. I liked it a little too much, if I'm honest. That's part of the reason I put myself out in the wilderness. It is a lot harder to sin if there's nothing around to tempt you. That, and I kind of got a bit sick of people being so oblivious. Like, have you ever had that feeling where you feel like you're dying and no one else has noticed? Yeah, I noticed. I knew something was coming. Something big. I didn't know what. And I thought if I just put myself out in the wilderness, maybe that feeling would go away. But it didn't. That's when I realized it's not enough to be a guy with your ear to the ground. I had to be a voice crying out as well. I think in life there are heroes. You know, like people who are in the trenches and who go over the top and make the ultimate sacrifice. And then there are guys who come before them and dig the trenches. Well, that was me. I knew that things as we had known them were coming to an end, and we were not ready. So I started calling out to anyone who would listen, saying that God's judgment was coming, and if you had even half a brain, you wanted to get right with Him. Weirdest thing? People actually listened. I started to get a bit of a following. You know, people would come to here and I talked and talked and talked. Mainly because I was just happy to have someone to talk to. I laid it on a bit thick, if I'm honest. But it seemed to connect with people. And I just knew that they needed to be baptized. I knew that they weren't ready, and this is what I could do to make them ready. By that point, I think I knew that the Messiah was coming, and that nothing was ever going to be the same again. It is a funny thing meeting the Messiah. Like, 1 minute you're just looking and there's your old friend, and then next you look at him and go, "Oh, of course it's you." He came to me to be baptized. Frankly, I was so embarrassed. I was like, "You should be the one baptizing me." But he wanted everything done the proper way. So I dunked him, and the moment he came out of the water, there was like this light shining down on him. Like a big neon sign saying, "This is my son, with whom I'm well pleased." I was so excited. I started shouting, screaming, "Hey, everyone! This is the guy! This is the Christ!" And I knew he didn't want the attention, but I was just so happy. A lot of people that used to follow me started following him, and if I'm honest, I was relieved. I knew they wanted me to be something that I wasn't, but Jesus, he's the real deal. That's why it doesn't really matter what happens next. Because years from now, millions of people will be able to say that they were a signpost for Jesus, the Christ. But I got to be the first one. And no matter what happens, whatever they do to me, they can't take that away.